What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. Today, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. Well, the same but different, unusual for this type of video for today. What we're going to be doing is we are going to be playing a live game with our new team. That is right, I built another new team. And I kind of want to discuss and reiterate and combat some points from a 9 Skills Road to Glory video today. If you didn't watch it, go check it out. Tell him I sent you. Where he talks about how FIFA should be about having fun first and generating rewards second. Lots of it resonated with me. I agree with so much of what he said, but we're going to get into that into the video. So I have built a new team. I said I'll play with the other team for at least 10 games. There were certain things I didn't like about it. I've built a team here. This might be a trash bags team. Let me show it to you. Boom. Why did I use this team? We're going to switch to 4-1-2-1-2 in game. So Ronaldo and Lukaku are going to be my strikers. Rui Costa will go back in at cam. Herrera and Munir will be my outside centre mids, and Luis Gustavo will go down in at CDM. Kolasinac, he's come on as a sub one game, but he's finally getting onto the field. And then we've got Keane, Eric Bailly and Dani Alves. I did go and buy Dani Alves, probably against my better judgment. Now, he's selling for 38 to 38,500 just standard. You won't really get him for much cheaper than that. And with a shadow, he's selling actually for about, what's this one here, 41k? Yeah, he's about 41,000 with a shadow. So I'll be able to sell him on again. I might lose a bit of tax with him. But today we're going to play a live game with this team. And this is going to be tricky for me. So this is a squad. Why did I choose these players? I like this Munir card and I only ever use him as a sub. So I wanted to try him as a player to start with, because I think I've got him on 7 chemistry, as you'll see in the top right there. Everybody's on 10 except for Ronaldo on 9, but that's almost identical to 10 for him because of stat capping. And Rui Costa's on 9, but I've wasted so many position modifiers on him that I'd rather just play with him on 9 than play with him on 10. Once we get loyalty on all these players, I will be able to get Rui Costa back onto 10 chemistry again, but obviously I have to play 10 games with them first and foremost. Yeah, I used this Lukaku in draft and he was ridiculous. So I want to try him in FUT Champ, see any difference. So him and Ronaldo will go up front. This Munir card is just so good. And with a Shadow Chem style on 7 chemistry, instead of coming on what I usually had, which was a basic chem style on 5 chemistry, essentially, as a sub, the difference is actually quite huge. So he goes up to 90 sprint speed and 83 acceleration for, of course, a centre midfielder with high work rates, which I think is perfect because he's going to be parried with, or paired with Herrera, who also has high work rates, and I love him. He's got the same shooting stats as what you see here. So his shot power and long shots are good, so he should be able to, play well up front and defensively. He's still got the same passing stats and the same dribbling stats. He's got low balance and low agility, so he'll only be able to run powerfully in a straight line. He won't really be able to turn in and out of defenders and stuff, which is good to remember of. But he's got insane stamina, great strength. And then defensively, he goes up to 85 interceptions, 83 heading accuracy, 94 marking, 96 stand tackle, 93 slide tackle. So with only 7 chemistry on him, he still becomes a ridiculously good outside centre mid. And then Luis Gustavo, of course, goes up to 82 sprint speed and 88 acceleration, which is good for a CDM. He's got insane long shots, very good passing, ridiculous defensive abilities once the Shadow Chem style is applied. Great strength and aggression. And I just wanted to try something with a few players I've never used before. So Kolasinac has only got 1 game for us and no games, and that was as a sub. Dani Alves, first ever appearance in this team. Luis Gustavo, first ever appearance in this team. Romelu Lukaku, first ever appearance in this team. And Munir, first ever start in the team. So it's fun, in my opinion, to have a bit of a different team. We're going to go into a live game. Now, the reason why this might be tricky, I did sell Obiang as well, by the way. He went. These, yeah, hopefully some will be sold by the time we've got rid of them. Obiang's on the trade pile. The other 2 informs, Braithwaite and Sessegnon, are also on the trade pile. Now, what I do worry about, and the reason why I don't really stream my games ever anymore, and the reason why I don't really record many live games anymore, is because I don't enjoy myself when I get agitated at FIFA. And it's so easy to get triggered at this game because this game can be an absolute mess at the best of times. But the way I act and the way I react when I'm playing live, I just don't enjoy myself. We come up against a nice 4-3-3 team. I assume he's going to change formation. But he's got Bacca, Izquierdo, Dembele, Casemiro, Wijnaldum and Modric. He's got 3 Futmas cards in there as well. A really good team, but only a basic chem style on his centre-back. But the first thing I want to do is talk about the one thing that I disagreed with in AA9 Skills video. And again, if you haven't watched his video, what I'm going to talk about here is probably not going to make all that much sense. So I do recommend that you go and just give it a watch. You know what I mean? Just do your best with it. Even if you only want to watch like the first 10 minutes to get a general understanding, that's absolutely fine. So that's how the team looks in game. I actually want Munir on the right hand side. That's how my team looks in game. Hopefully it's going to be hopefully it's going to be pretty decent. But the first thing I disagreed with him was that he talked a lot about the fact that he thought back to FIFA 16 and FIFA 15 and before that, when we didn't have any FUT champs or squad battles, and how, you know, people right now, they don't have to play 40 games of FUT champs, and I think he'll agree with kind of what I'm trying to say here as well. But bottom line is, he was making the point that back then we had nothing, so, you know, why are we complaining now, kind of about I'm kind of paraphrasing here as well, so apologies if I've taken it out of context, but yeah, why are we complaining now when we've got something that we didn't have before? And it shouldn't be about the rewards, it should just be about enjoying the game. And whilst I enjoy that aspect, I don't think the fact that we had nothing before excuses the fact that the format of Weekend League is just wrong. I don't think that I don't think that's a fair assessment. I don't think it's fair to say, hey, we didn't have this before, so why are you complaining now? Because that's like saying it's okay to put one, swap one negative for another. And I personally don't believe that. Oh God, I got a good tackle in there as well. I personally don't believe that that should be the case. With that being said, I took a lot. I take a lot back from, not away or back or anything. I take a lot from AA. I get a lot of enthusiasm from him. I get a lot of understanding of the game, of YouTube, of FIFA, of how I should be playing this game and how I should be interpreting this game. I get a lot of that from AA. I always listen to his videos. I watch his videos sometimes every day. And if I miss some, I'm using second man press way too much. If I miss some, I'll go back and binge watch them when I get some time. But every time I watch an AA video, I always come away thinking, man, I didn't think of it like that. And this time around, I look at it and I think, I didn't think of, the Weekend League as something that I should just have fun with. And I lost sight of that. I get to play FIFA for a living. I get to play a video game for a living. And I lost sight of that. And that is pretty poor. There's 2 good opportunities I've had there with Lukaku and I've wasted them. That's pretty poor. This game should be about having fun. Like, as video games in general should be. This game also should be about having fun. Now, yes, it has a competitive game mode. Like, take on board how you wish to define competition in FIFA, because we all know that there's, heavy AI interference in this game. It's just, there's a lot of problems in this game anyway, and I think, again, AA touched on that, the fact that, yeah, this game's not perfect, and I think we can all understand and accept that and take that on face value. But what I got so caught up with being desperate for the rewards that I forgot to just enjoy the game. I forgot to just sit here and get a new player and have fun with a new player. And yeah, okay, maybe I sacrifice an Elite 1 or an Elite 2 or an Elite 3 for a Gold 1 or a Gold 2 or a Gold 3 because of the fact that I decided instead to play a lesser team or a lesser player. But in hindsight, by not playing lesser teams and lesser players, I've burnt myself out because it became a chore to the point where I'm just not playing as much anyway. So in hindsight, I think I probably wouldn't have lost much by, I probably wouldn't have lost much by actually playing with fun teams and fun players throughout the whole year so far. I'm happy that we didn't do what we did last year with doing every single SBC. I'm more than happy with that for sure. But what I will say is that FUT champs and FIFA should be about fun. And yeah, this game gets stressful, especially when things don't go your way. When, like as Skills was saying, when you have that game where you absolutely destroy someone, but you just can't get the ball in the back of the net. Oh, am I going to get lucky there? No. Where you can't get the ball in the back of the net, and he's sitting deep, and his AI does everything, and his keeper makes some super saves that he generally shouldn't make, and then he hits you on that 1 or 2 counters and scores a goal, and you're going to have those games. And what he said, which again, this is going to... Good tackle, Keane. That was dangerous. That could easily have been a penalty. What he said was, you know, the dudes that go 40-0, and to an extent, even the dudes that get Elite 1 and Elite 2, and I would say probably Elite 3, are in such a small field of people. There's not many people that can do it. Specifically to go 40-0. There's not many people that can go 40-0. So when you go 25 and 15, that's no slight. Don't look at that and think, oh man, I'm really bad. Look at that and think, yeah, I got gold 1. Or, you know, oh sweet, I'm going to get a couple of 100k packs. Because what Skill said again, which again I just completely resonate with, is that it doesn't, like, you shouldn't be looking at the rewards thinking, I'm going to pack a Messi, I'm going to pack a Ronaldo. Because, like, we've all opened enough packs through the years, or seen enough packs being opened through the years, to know that that's not going to happen. And on the odd occasion where we do see that happen for someone, it is an anomaly. Even with all the packs we see opened, when we see, you know, Fuji get Hullet and 95 Messi, and J-Tunes get 95 Messi, or when we saw Nick 28T get that 91 Red Eden Hazard for an Elite 3 monthly. Those are the anomalies. You're not going to get those often, barely ever, most likely, and you should just enjoy those for the times that you get them. But what you should do is take the rewards that you do get, be efficient with selling them or keeping them, and then build your team and have fun with the players that you can improve on through generating rewards that you should have fun trying to earn. And I think us as a community, I understand why, because people want the best rewards in the game, but us as a community started taking the rewards and earning the rewards so much more seriously than we probably should have. That, again, as a community, we have made this game not fun. It's not fun to play because people do everything they can not to win the game and be happy with winning the game. No. In the FIFA community, and it's not everybody, and I apologise if I offend you or if I've generalised here, but in the FIFA community, one of our goals is to not make sure that we get a win or that we get something good or that we have fun, but it's to make sure that our opponent doesn't. And that's stupid. It's stupid to say, I don't want my opponent to score. I don't want my opponent to win. I don't want him to get good things. What we really should do is go into a game of FIFA and think, I just want to have a good game of FIFA with my opponent. I want us both to play some good FIFA and hopefully I'll come out on top. But the competitive nature and the reward, you know, the rewards generation and the way this game is just causes people to be spiteful, to be angry, to be bitter, and it's created a zone, an era, like where it's just not fun to play FIFA, and that's absolutely factual. Go on, Ronaldo. That's just the way it is. Sometimes it's not fun. So how do we bring the fun back? Playing with different teams is a good start. You know, taking it less serious, just playing for fun. You know, this weekend and last weekend, I stopped playing FIFA when I wasn't having fun anymore. So, you know, last weekend I stopped at, that might be that was bad. Last weekend I stopped at 18 wins. This weekend we've so far got 8 wins and I've only played 10 games, which is quite nice. Ronaldo back. Oh, why did he hit that with left foot? I could have run that in. That was a waste. Yeah, you know, I've started stopping playing FIFA when I'm not having fun. And the reason why I wasn't having fun, in my opinion, I tried to reflect and think to myself, why wasn't I enjoying playing FIFA for the last month or so? Because it wasn't for the fact that it's 40 games a weekend, because I could play 40 games a weekend quite easily. I love FIFA so much. There were some weekends last year where I played 80 games, and even this year with squad battles, I actually played like 100 games some weekends, where I'd do squad battles and foot draft and foot champions. Like when I did it all, I would actually play an insane amount of games. Romelu, that's a lovely goal. I would play an insane amount of games. So it's not the number of games or the intensity of the games. It's the mental attitude that I took into it of being so desperate to win that anything else was just unacceptable. And that's not a good way to look at it. So when, like, the reason why it stopped becoming fun for me is because I started using the same team every week, desperate to just get better rewards every week. And it put me into a negative spin of, screw this game. You know, this game doesn't favour people who are more skilled. There's so many errors in this game. Kickoff goals are broken, and it just put me into a negative spin and a negative cycle that was bad. once Team of the Year comes about, and even now to this weekend league, I'm actually having fun playing, trying a different team, trying something new, putting players in that I'd never used before. It's fun, it's different, and it's enjoyable. And next week when Team of the Year comes out, I don't know how EA are going to release it, whether they release all 11 at once, or whether it's defenders first, midfielders second, attackers third, or like last year if it's attackers third, midfielders second, and defenders third. I don't know how they're going to do it, but through Monday to Friday next week, I'm going to be putting Team of the Year players into this team, and man, am I going to try and have fun with that. I'm going to try and use them to be able to give me links to newer players that I've never used before. I'll pick up a few players that are going to be good, but bottom line is, FIFA Foot Champs stopped becoming fun for me, and after watching AA's video, I've kind of recognised that, I've understood why, I've had a look at what I can do differently, and what we came away with was, in the last 3 or 4 videos, 2 brand new teams that I'd never used before, containing players that I'd never played with before, in Foot Champs, and guess what? I'm still doing the same. And this is why this game for me is hilarious, and why I shouldn't take it serious, and why I try and tell myself mentally. By the way, that was a good win. Let me just, before I go here. So yeah, the midfield did good. Kolasinac was very involved. Fair play. That's fantastic. Wow, Kolasinac was very involved. I guess I favour the left side. That's interesting. Yeah, for me mentally, I know I'm at a level of skill that is Elite 3, right? And I know that whether I get Elite 2 or Elite 1, or whether I struggle to get Elite 3 and potentially dip into Gold 1, which I haven't ever done unless I decided to do it since week 1. Unless that happens, ooh, they're selling, the profit's coming, boys. Unless, like, so when I go to Elite 3, it's because of the way matchmaking works, right? And if I get to Elite 1 or 2, it's because I've got favourable matchmaking. And if I struggle to get to Elite 3, it's because I've got unfavourable matchmaking. But bottom line is that I know that even if I take a run of losses, my predicted rank will go so low that I will start facing considerably worse opponents, and I will hit a run of wins. So no matter what, I know for a fact that no matter what team I have, I'm pretty much always going to finish around the 29 win mark. And then it will be more depending on favourable matches. And the reason why I say that is this. So Teebs, who is part of the EA development team, mentioned something about matchmaking, how somebody said, how could I, who's on this record, match up with this guy who's on this record? And you see the predicted rank. The predicted rank runs through Elite 1, Elite 2, Elite 3, Gold 1, Gold 2, Gold 3, less if you've got a worse record, but that's what it runs through. I'm currently ranked, my predicted rank is Elite 2, which means I'm going to be matching people that are also predicted a rank of Elite 2. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the matchmaking is going to favour me, and it sways. So I could also potentially match up now against the best player in the world, because if you're in the top 100, guess what? Your predicted rank is Elite 1, because there are only 100 top 100 spots. So on one zone, I could end up coming up against a pro player who's the best in the world, because I'm ranked Elite 2 and he would be ranked, predicted ranked Elite 1. There are only, I don't know how far the scope goes with how often you can rank, but what Teeb said was that the guy was trending to Elite 2, and that's why he matched up with someone considerably better than him. So for me, that would indicate that you could probably get matched up against one above the same and one below, as a theory. That's my theory. So I can get ranked against people that are predicted Elite 1, Elite 2, and Elite 3. And right now, that means that I should theoretically come up against much tougher opponents right now. I should really struggle right now because I'm rank predicted Elite 2. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to come up against someone tough. Because what if you've come up against, let's say you're 5-0 or 6-0, and you're 6-0 off the back of the fact that you've played 6 really bad people. You're now ranked Elite 1 or predicted rank Elite 1. I'm predicted rank Elite 2. We could match up and our skill levels could be considerably worse. So I know for a fact that if I go on a loss streak and my rank prediction goes down to Gold 1, I could potentially be playing people that are rank predicted Gold 2, and they're not as good as me. I might lose here and there, but generally speaking, I'm a better player with a better team. And I'm not trying to be arrogant, I just know that because I play this game so damn much. I know I'm good enough to say that that's a fair assessment. So if I'm predicted Gold 1 because I've hit a bad run, I could potentially come up against Gold 2 people But they might even be Gold 2, even though they're not as good as Gold 2, because it could be the same sense as they might be a standard Gold 3 player, but they hit a run of lucky matchmaking where they managed to get themselves pushed up to a Gold 1 predicted player or even an Elite 3 predicted player. I see it all the time. People say, I went this and this in my first 20 games and then I just struggled after that. And that's because your rank prediction is so high. You're coming up against a consistent basis of top tier players. So until your rank prediction gets like demoted, you're going to be coming up against top opponents. And so for me, I don't know why I get angry when I lose this game, or lose at this game, or lose in this game. Obviously, I want to be an Elite 1 tier player. I can't do that unless I dedicate more time to becoming a better FIFA player. And I can't do that because I'm a dad of one with one on the way. I run 2 YouTube channels that take a seriously long amount of time and effort. And I have a lot of things going on in real life. And that's no excuse because I know you guys also have things. But in terms of becoming a proper Elite 1 player or better, I don't have the natural skill set. I would have to work it. I would have to put in hours and hours and hours of practice to understand the finer mechanics at a higher degree than what I currently understand them. And I don't have the time to do that. So I need to accept and understand that Elite 3 is my go-to reward structure. Elite 2 and Elite 1 will come if I get favourable matchmaking, and Gold 1 will come if I get exceptionally unfavourable matchmaking. If I get really, really unlucky with matchmaking, Gold 1 is where I'll finish, but Gold 1 is still an acceptable place to finish in FIFA. So now, like, I don't understand in my own mind why I can sit here and know that near as damn it, if I have one of the worst weekends of my life, I'm still going to get 2 100k packs and 50,000 coins. And if I have the best weekend of my life, I'm going to get the Elite 1 rewards. But I'm always going to sit somewhere in the middle of there. I don't know why I can't understand that and just accept the losses and keep a lid on my frustrations and anger at this game. Because in turn, it hilariously will make me perform better. But I just can't get my head around it. When I lose a game, I feel like there's so much injustice in some of the games that I lose. It infuriates me and allows me to carry that negative energy onto another game, when I'm better off just thinking, no problem, if I'll try and win the next one, and if I don't, I would have got deranked for rank prediction, and then I'll go on a win streak, and that'll be great. I got to start learning to accept that I should just be having fun with this, knowing where my rank finish is going to ultimately end up, and just try and enjoy the game. The reason why this team and the previous team that we used in yesterday's video has carried me to 9-2, which is as good as anything I've had this year in FIFA. I don't think I've ever been 10-1 yet this year in FIFA. The reason why is because until I hit a player that is as good or better than me with an exceptional team, it doesn't matter what team I have as long as they're good players. Obviously if I put a bronze team in or a silver team in, I'm not good enough to win those games. But that guy that I just played and beat 2-0, I could have had an even worse team than this, and I still would have beat him because he just wasn't good enough. So, again, it comes to the point where me having the full-on Team of the Year / Icon meta team isn't really going to generate me more wins a weekend anyway. But I'm still looking forward to getting to them. I hope I explained myself well. Sometimes it gets lost because my mind is racing at a million times a minute. I've got so many things I want to talk about, so I don't explain it efficiently enough. But I'm going to use this team for the rest of this weekend. I enjoy this team. I think this is going to be a good team. We'll see how Lukaku goes. He got a goal and an assist on his debut. Just, again, further amplifying why I liked him in the draft. We've got Munir, who's playing as a centre mid. Herrera playing as a centre mid. This Luis Gustavo card, I mean, just going back onto Footbin real quick. This Luis Gustavo card with a shadow on it. He becomes an 89 CDM, but he becomes insane. Great aggression, great strength. In terms of the stats that do change, he goes up to 82 sprint speed and 88 acceleration with medium-high work rates, which is phenomenal. He's 6'2", which is great. His shooting is good, his passing is good, but his defensive stats goes to 99 slide tackle, 99 stand tackle, 99 interceptions, and 94 marking. That is brilliant. Like, he is such a well-rounded central defensive midfielder that I don't know how I haven't... And he's got great reactions and good composure. Not great composure, but good composure. So I think this will be a fun team to use for the rest of the weekend league. As I say, I don't know how many games I'm going to play throughout the rest of this weekend league. It's my daughter's birthday on Monday. She's going to be 3 on Monday, but it's her birthday party on Sunday. We've got a lot of family over and stuff, so I think Sunday is going to be a tough game for me to get too many games of FUT Champs played. So it's already 7 o'clock on Saturday night. Depending on how many I can play on Saturday will depend on what I can finish on this weekend. But as I've explained so many times already, January is going to be a slow month for us. I would still like to hope that I might be able to hit Elite 3 monthly. I'm 67 wins short. If I can even get 10 or 12 more wins this weekend, 10 wins would leave me 57 short. In fact, you know what? I'm 67 short. If I could get 7 more wins this weekend and require 30 wins over the next 2 weekends, I think that's achievable. So if I can get up to, well, I want to get up to 18 wins and I'm on 9. So I want to get 9 more wins, which will leave me needing to get Elite 3 and Elite 3 week 3 and week 4 to be able to pick myself up to Elite 3 monthly. Failing that, Gold 1 monthly, 5 red cards, whilst not really trying. Hey, better than nothing, am I right? It's better than nothing. We've won 30 of our 40 games this weekend, or well, that I've played over the last 2 weeks as well. Just further amplifying the fact that that is my win rate. 30 wins out of every 40 games, Elite 3. That's bang where I'm at. It's everywhere that I'm at. But yeah, hopefully we can finish Gold 1/Elite 3. As I say, I don't think I'll get many games out this weekend. I want to get up to 18 wins just to make sure that I can auto-qualify. So today on Saturday, I'll hopefully get another 3 to 5 wins. But I'm only going to play casually, and until I get, if I start getting frustrated, I'm just going to stop. And then Sunday's going to be tough for me to play through the day, but late Sunday night after my daughter's in bed, I'll be able to bang out some more games and hopefully push up towards that 18 win mark. So it's going to be pretty fun. Hopefully we'll be able to get there. If not, who gives a damn? 1 month off, who cares? This though, guys, is going to be the end of the video. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.